Hello, welcome to Beyond the Blueprints. I'm your host, Jason Smith. Today we're at Butler Lighting in High Point, North Carolina with Carlos Butler. We're going to go today and explore the showroom and kind of show you all things that are going on in the lighting world. This is one of the largest lighting showrooms in the Southeast. Carlos, let's start out with what's the process like when a buyer comes in, let's say a builder sends them up here or they're remodeling. Obviously they need to set an appointment, but what's an appointment process look like for a customer? There is a lot going on in here. So how do you keep them focused? Because I could wander off here and go a million directions. So budgets, what they're looking for, how do you keep that and kind of tune in to what they need?
Our normal process is someone will come in, hopefully they have a blueprint, we can work with them on it. They will give us their budget, so our sales staff is experienced in kind of working with that, so we kind of guide them through. We'll make a list of what they need, so we're real specific. You got a foyer light, you got a dining room light, you've got master bathroom, you got closet. Go through, pick out one at a time. Kind of be specific per room. Once you get a few picked out, it kind of flows, and then hopefully when we get done at the end, we add it up and we're within budget.
So do people kind of? So when they come in, I'm assuming the builder's going to send, maybe, hopefully,
right,
a builder or somebody's going to send you kind of the allowance sheet ahead of time so that your staff can kind of be prepared.
Right.
Say, okay, we need to look at this line, that line.
Correct.
But once they start, like you said, once they get going, do people kind of tend to stay in a certain line so things match, or is it more of a trend now that things don't have to match?
I would say the latter.
Okay.
It depends on the person. So we still some people like everything to kind of flow. Mm-hmm. Some people like to be eclectic and go over different looks, different rooms.
So as far as trends go, we were talking off camera earlier, and I feel like in all the custom homes that I deal with and see in the market, everything's kind of trending toward the modern, even more sometimes eclectic. But what do you see? Where do you see things going with the trends right now?
It's definitely going modern, and I think a lot of that has to do with the influx of people moving into this area from other areas. Mm-hmm. We still sell this is still, I would consider, a traditional market, but there's the growing percentage is modern.
Okay.
And the factories, most of the new products that the vendors are bringing out are very heavily weighted towards modern.
Okay. So we're right now, we're almost, or kind of in the chandelier room. This place, the chandelier room, is amazing. We're going to move around a little bit and tell us a little bit about we were talking off camera earlier too, we may wander over this way and point out like the chandelier, maybe the more traditional and how they've evolved. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's walk this way.
Right above your head here.
Okay.
This is a good example of just a traditional all crystal arm chandelier. These have been around for 100 years. I would say that's about as traditional as you get. Probably still one of our best sellers. If you took all the designs, that's probably still our #1 design sell. Mm-hmm. You can go into, you get into pieces that now have iron in them instead of all crystal, but they still have the crystal dressings. That creates a modern look. You can add a bunch of different colors, different finishes. And then you can get real modern with something like this, where it goes space looking.
Right.
So the biggest change in the lighting industry over the last 10 years is the LED lamp, which I'm assuming everybody's probably familiar with now. But it's not only just a lamp, but it's just a source. So you take this fixture right here, there's just a little LED chip right in the base of this that lights up that piece of rock crystal. So years ago, you couldn't have a fixture like that because you'd have to have somewhere to hide a light bulb. So now you just have a little chip that hides it. And if you'll step in here, you've almost gotten to where it's like jewelry now. If you look at these pieces, these are not really your traditional light fixture. This is like a piece of art hanging. So the light source is in the canopy, and it comes down and illuminates the fixture. Some of them have the light source built in, where it's going up and down. Something you couldn't have seen years ago because there's nowhere to have hidden the light source.
Right. And so things moving a little more modern, they've also seemed, like you touched on, getting a little more artsy.
Up 100%.
And so we're definitely seeing a lot of that in new construction.
Yep.
And we're going to also take a walk now. we're going to head over to another part of the showroom and talk some more lighting.
So this is a piece that would probably be in a foyer, a stairwell, or even possibly a commercial job. You can adjust the height. You can order it however tall you want. If you had a 30-foot ceiling, you can make it taller. If you want the balls different colors, they can make the balls different colors. You can adjust the color temperature of the LED, which we haven't gotten into that. I think we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But, so very custom capability with the American-made companies.
Okay, and just above me is another example of the ball type lighting with the straps.
Here again, it's just incorporating. You've got wood and you have leather. One of the big designers that everybody knows is Ralph Lauren that does that. So that's kind of that look, sort of a country look. You know, they have pieces that have all wood in them. They have pieces that are made out of slate. They have the laser cut. This is actually a living one. You can touch it and it looks like it's alive. It's meant to be. This is more art than lighting.
Okay. As we move around the showroom here, you're going to see different styles. I mean, we go from real artsy to more country, I guess, southern, some of these fixtures. So there's a wide variety here. I mean, I can't even imagine someone not finding something that they like here. There's got to be something for everybody. So tell us a little bit about something like this right here. Is this where would this piece go?
This is just an accessory we buy at Furniture Market. So
okay.
I look for just unique pieces.
Okay.
This is something that
so it just ties in with everything.
Just an accessory. It kind of makes it if you're buying a light and you've got products like this in your house, kind of makes it flow.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha. So as we move forward, we've got all the stuff. Here's some more. It's going to be some rope, some iron. It looks like.
Right. Rustic.
Mm-hmm. So do you sell a lot of rustic now?
Oh yeah. We have a lot of people doing lake houses, cabins. You know, any type of log house. There's still a good bit of traditional in this area. So that's a good portion of our business.
Okay. So what is your customer base? Is most of your business walk-in customers, remodel, building?
We're about 50-50 new construction and what we would call retail, which would be the walk-in. We've done jobs all over the world, and we do them all over the country monthly.
So you're based here in High Point, but there's nothing to stop you from headed to South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, wherever a job might take you.
Well, wherever people come in from, we're lucky in High Point. So many people come into town for furniture.
Furniture market.
So we've done jobs in pretty much all 50 states. We've done them in Ireland. We've done them in England. We've done them in Jordan. I mean.
So how does the furniture market correlate to your business here? Because you mentioned you are in High Point. Furniture market is here a couple times a year, I guess. So how does that tie into your business?
There's a large design presence. So we've got a lot of interior designers. We have a lot of people that come to High Point looking for new designs. So they'll kind of stumble upon us. I mean, we're not technically part of the I buy it market. I don't sell. So, but it gives us a good idea of what the trends are coming. You mentioned yourself you had just gone to Vegas and you were looking at all the trends.
Yes.
Well, High Point's 10 times bigger than Vegas, so you wander through there for a few days and we try to pick up on what we're seeing and we try to put it in the showroom. So I feel like we're a step ahead of the average showroom out
And
there.
do you get a lot of designers from Furniture Market that over the years have just learned and found your business, and do they come here also to shop during market?
A few. We do have a lot stop in and look just because they want to see. I think some of them think we're part of this market, so they come in to begin with, and then so they'll look around. But we have developed some customers. We have one gentleman that comes in every year from New York, and he'll come in with a little project, and we get him some lights.
Nice.
But High Point's just a mecca of design.
Right. We're back. We're here in the ceiling fan and light bulb room. We're going to talk first about light bulbs and how they've evolved and what you need to know about them. Carlos?
So everybody's used to going out and buying a light bulb, and it was an incandescent bulb, and there wasn't a whole lot of questions. It was a 60 watt or 100 watt. It was frosted or clear. Well, now with LED, they've introduced the color temperature, which is they rated in kelvins. So to give you an example, here's a 2700 degree Kelvin bulb. This is a 3,000 degree Kelvin bulb and a 4,000 degree Kelvin bulb. So everybody likes something different. The lower the number, the warmer the color. Usually what we find is the higher temperatures are more for commercial. The lower temperatures are more for residential. And a lot of people like the one right in between. The 3,000 degrees is what we sell the most, but you can do that with the frosted bulbs or all the clear bulbs as well. And it's the bulbs are rated in lumens now, so like everybody used to want a 60 watt bulb. Now you're looking for like a 600 lumen bulb or an 800 lumen bulb. What we recommend is if you want to get them a higher wattage, just put them on a dimmer, because you can tell these can get kind of glary, but you dim them down and you can do whatever you want. So I would recommend using a lot of dimmers.
Okay. Now we're also here in the room of fans. There's tons of fans in here. Tell us, you were talking about the fans. One, there's a lot to choose from in here, but you were saying each home earlier had roughly.
I would say the average house today probably has about 6 ceiling fans. So fans are a big portion of our business. They've become much more decorative than they used to be. A lot of different finishes, and of course they have the integrated LED lights as well. So whereas you used to have a bigger bowl, something like this for a light kit, now you have something like this for a light kit. It's very small, but gives you as much or more light as a traditional light did.
No getting the ladder out, climbing way up, changing bulbs.
Right. And most of them, you have remote controls or wall controls now that control everything. So.
And much like the lights, like you mentioned, these fans have gotten real modern and artsy as well.
Lot
and you see
more
all
modern.
Kinds of different designs in here.
Yes,
So,
they come out with new products every 6 months, so it's constantly changing.
Okay. All right, we're now in the outdoor section of the showroom for the outdoor lighting. Carlos, tell us about this room before we get to this cool feature here.
Outdoor lights are a big portion of what we sell. A lot of people, when they're remodeling, will do outdoor lights. Obviously, when you're building a new house, you have outdoor lights, and there's normally 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 fixtures on a house. So it's a big portion of your budget. So we spend a lot of time back here. We have a lot of them that range from very large to smaller pieces. We show all the different finishes. The biggest difference in the outdoor lighting would be the sizing and the finish. This is a neat new item that we just brought in. Just got it in last week. These are completely wet rated lamps and pendants with heat built into them. I think this is going to be really, really neat for your outdoor, for porches, for even a gazebo, anywhere you want a little heat outside. It's a full function table lamp as well as heat.
So what you're going to find in a lot of homes is you're going to find those big triangular shaped heaters that funnel up with the tube one up and the propane tank underneath. Well, this is a way cooler way and a lot more decorative way to get the same results and it not look like it doesn't fit with all your furniture.
Sure.
Like, this looks like it could fit with anything on my porch or most porches. And the heat is just, if you're not able to feel this, but this is warm. That puts off a lot of heat. So that's kind of cool. That's something that I've not even seen. So, come down here to Butler and check this out. That's really neat.
We try to look out for new innovative products.
There you go. There you go. Well, guys, thank you again for joining us, and check us out on the next episode.